gal, welcome back to my channel. I have probably a couple things in the title of this video. Whatever you're looking for from this video, I leave timestamps below. You can go to like the specific portion that you want to. I tried to bring some value in the world of the Mediterranean diet in this video, so I did a little snack portion of snacks I made, packed, what snacks I usually like to travel with. It's quite rushed and terrible. I don't like that the kitchen's a mess. Long story short, here is the little intro to this whole video of the snacks that I packed. I just got home from a walk with the pupper. I have 2 hours. I gotta get packing and cleaning and all of that. I have dishes to put away. Lighting's not great, weather's not great. We're filming, dishwasher's running. Am I gonna let the noise be in the background? Yes, because I have to film. Mediterranean diet snacks while traveling. Let's chat about it. Something that's super important in general. I know it's a little frustrating, but anything important probably takes hard work. Self-awareness. What are you really good at? What are you really, I don't want to say bad at, but what do you crave? What is it, Lucy? So I know personally, I have a sweet tooth. Most people would probably say they crave savory things like potato chips, fries, savory foods. Like savory foods are their weakness. The thing is when you're traveling, so let's talk specifically about traveling. I don't want to feel gross. I mean, we never want to feel gross, right? But specifically when you're traveling, maybe you're changing times of day, which I will be changing a 3-hour time zone. You're in airports, airplanes, car rides, you're sitting a lot. It's easy to feel icky while traveling. Personally, I try to avoid those foods that make me feel icky. And then of course I want to just make homemade foods because you're controlling the sugar, the ingredients, all that stuff. So you're getting fresher foods, and not to mention the cost. It's really expensive to eat airport food. So easy to pack and be prepared. I guess I'm a planner. One of my favorite Taylor Swift quotes ever is, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So macronutrients, you've got fat, carbs, and protein. Micronutrients come into play, fruits, vegetables, wholesome, high quality food. So you've got carbs, you've got fats, and you've got protein. I prioritize protein number one. I make sure that I have good protein sources. As you can see, I bought enough for the entire trip, not just for the airport. None of these brands besides Sprout Living is affiliated, sponsored, anything like that. I do have a discount with them. But anyways, this is the brand Chomps because they're cheaper than a lot of the other jerkies. Turkey jerky, beef jerky. Why are these awesome? Because they're grass-fed, grass-finished. You guys don't understand how important grass-finished is, but that's a whole other video. 10 grams of protein, 0 sugar. Are these high in sodium? Sure. Are you gonna find the perfect situation ever? Probably not, especially when you're traveling. You have to pick and choose your battles. A real, genuine, wholesome protein source. We wanna think unprocessed as possible. Like from starting to end, you're eating a piece of meat. In my opinion, pretty unprocessed. People will suggest trail mixes. Trail mixes, you wanna make them at home. I have a savory Mediterranean diet trail mix recipe. Love that one, it's incredible. Trail mixes have candy in them a lot of the times. The nuts are coated in, vegetable oils and lots of salts, and it'll be dried fruit, and the dried fruit will have sugar in it. It's a big bag. As a snacker, when you're snacking, like I said, when you're traveling, you don't want to feel sick. If you're having something that you can just snack like this, nuts and dried fruit covered in sugar and stuff like that, candy, that stuff adds up, in my opinion. 3 handfuls and you're at 300 calories, 400 calories. So I love high quality fats. Just because I'm affiliated with them doesn't mean I wouldn't not talk about these. And it doesn't have to be this company. There's a lot of different stuff at grocery stores, but I really recommend if you're having nuts, you want to have them in their little snack packages. How easy is that for travel? Just eat a package, throw it away, really nice. Gut health, your gut's gonna get weirded out. Time change, sitting a lot, doing different things, movements might not be the same here. So probiotics help. How nice is the extra probiotic on these that they claim to have? On top of that, the adaptogens that these have, no gross oils. This has extra virgin olive oil on it. I mean, these are thebomb.com. The one that will keep you the fullest, the longest is protein. But fats, you don't need a lot to feel satiated, and I want to feel good while I'm traveling. So some good carb ideas would be something like popcorn. Me personally, I can't have that much popcorn. I think I'm intolerant to corn. I haven't had a study done. I just know that I can't, handle a lot of it. Talk about a great source of fiber, whole grains. I really love this brand, which is Lesser Evil. Great option. You could pack a giant bag of this and just be snacking on this for days. Super duper low calorie, high volume. Love snacks that are high volume, low calorie. But still want to keep as natural, unprocessed, whole foods. This is a whole kernel of popcorn. Is it processed? Sure. But are we still sticking to like the more natural side of things? Absolutely. Other ideas of carby goodness would be crackers. Good brand that I love is Simple Mills. Again, not affiliated with any brands but the Sprout Living one. They have such like 5 or 6 wholesome ingredients in every single one. I actually want to make a cracker recipe, so stay tuned. It's on my list of when I do some more snacking videos. Fruit. I will always pick fresh fruit over dried fruit because dried fruit at the end of the day is still healthy if it's unsweetened, don't get me wrong, but it adds up. Again, the key to snacking is limiting yourself, because snacking can turn into a meal like that. Like you can go from 150, 200 calories to 500 calories, 700 calories so easily. Like eating a bag of dried mango could be 500 calories. Yeah, but Caroline, it's mango. But calories in, calories out. There's no science that can deny calories in, calories out is weight loss, weight gain, even if it's a bag of mangoes or dried mangoes. Bananas travel really well. I tried to get them as green as possible and I thought they were nice and tiny. Super, super green bananas. Why? Prebiotic fiber, I think. A great source of fiber. The more brown the banana, the more sugar. That's why you make banana cake, banana bread with round, ripened bananas. If you're snacking on whole bananas, make sure they're still green and hard. Grapes are great to travel with. Apples are great to travel with. Berries, I would say like raspberries are more delicate than like blackberries and strawberries, but those would be good too. Protein bars are awesome. Strawberry, coconut, cashew protein bars using my berry collagen protein that I love so much from Sprout Living. I think I should have added a little bit more oats because they're a little too soft, so I'm a little bit scared that they're gonna get all beat up while travel, but they're totally good for travel. I individually wrapped them. I guess I'm into a lot of strawberry because I made the strawberry salsa, the strawberry cake last vlog. We're making strawberry bars. This vlog, you can use almond butter, cashew butter, peanut butter. I had that coconut cashew butter, so I just used that. These are super delicious, can control the sweetness, can control all of that. So, protein bars. I love me some veggies, I do. 2 veggies I always travel with are carrots and cucumbers. Carrots specifically, I mean, these travel so well. Micronutrients, you could do celery, but honestly, I've never known anyone to like really like snacking on celery. Like these vegetables aren't too like cruciferous vegetables are. They're just nice, watery, crunchy, satisfying, fresh veggies. So always recommend a veggie or 2. Lastly, I made some candy. Candy. Some turned out super ugly, some were kind of pretty. Dates are super delicious. They are loaded with a bunch of nutrients. They're delicious fruit, super chewy, caramelly, amazing texture. I loaded them with peanut butter and dehydrated strawberries just for some extra fun flavor, a little bit of vanilla extract. I know, Caroline, why are you using so much like strawberries? Because there was literally like so little amount of dehydrated strawberries left in the bag from when I made the bars. I was just like, I need to use this up. So it's like a strawberry peanut butter, date-filled, chocolate-covered little candy bar. I think candy is delicious. Like I said, my weakness is a sweet tooth. And so if I can have a little candy on the go, that'll be great. You got the peanut butter. I use a natural peanut butter, super important. Good fats, good protein. That's what I'm packing, that's what I made. Hopefully that was interesting. I definitely want to go super duper in depth in a whole video about snacks and all that and make a lot more from scratch. I took this opportunity because I'm traveling right now to showcase some of the snacks that I would normally bring. All right, I need to go upstairs and pack, take my sunglasses off, get some work done. Okay, so I know you guys probably judged me earlier, but I just want to show you that I can clean. I have the plants soaking in water here, but like I cleaned the kitchen, just so you know, like there's nothing back there. I know I'm a mess, but I can clean, so I just wanted to prove that from my previous clip where it was a mess. All right, now I gotta go. Bye. Ciao.
So that was all the snacks and everything that I brought to Scottsdale. Like I said in that little portion, that is just me barely like scratching the surface of this whole entire Mediterranean diet weight loss series that is launching in July. But some things I wanted to say, just because I know like so many of you follow me for me. One of the hardest things to do in life is like look at yourself in the mirror and be very self-aware. Maybe you could say I spend too much time with myself in my head analyzing who I am, but knowing your strengths and weaknesses is so handy. Like when it comes to dieting, like I said in the whole snack portion, just knowing it yourself in life, like what are my strengths and weaknesses? I'm an emotional gal. And how I cope with things is I think I just mentally delete them because I'm just too emotional to deal with it. I'm just too emotional to process it, so I just delete it from my brain until enough time has passed that it's not so heavy and deep. From your perspective, you're probably like, Caroline, you only lived there for a year and a half. Why are you making it such a big deal? Because in my, I would like to say, very short life so far, it was so impactful. Moving, being in a new city, being alone, adventuring, doing scary things. I did vlog the entire time I was in Arizona, and I've happened to not delete, but I've made private like 70-80% of the vlogs that I created while I was in Arizona because one, they just make me cringe. My coping mechanism is hide the photos, hide the videos, hide the memories. Obviously that's not the healthiest way to do it. So having 3 years of just making it all non-existent in my head except for when I'm falling asleep at night, worrying about the storage unit and if there's bugs in the storage unit, if everything's ruined in the storage unit, what if like the AC went out, what if like something fell in the storage unit and it's been broken in there. Guess what? I went, everything was the exact same. Everything was exactly how I left it. As far as the storage unit, but also the city itself. We live in a world now that FOMO is just heavy. What are you missing out on? What are you not seeing? What has changed while you haven't been there? It turns out nothing's changed. That city was exactly how I remembered it 3 years ago. And what a blessing, like to get to relive it all.
Emotions were all over the place on day one because I was so excited to go, of course, and then the anxiousness and the just frustration of having thought about something and building something up for years and now finally getting to act on it because I just hate not being able to act on something. I'm such a doer. The travel was travel, no big bumps in the road. I was so grateful for the snacks because it was an early morning flight, so it was about breakfast time, and then when we landed it was still technically breakfast time with the time change, so I was excited for an acai bowl. Yes, you guys know I'm obsessed with acai bowls, acai bowls. I never get it right how to say it, but I made an effort to find as many acai places as I could this trip because there are so many abundant healthy food options on the west side of America. It is incredible, and it's something I wish we had more of where I am in the Midwest. I will rate all the acai places and give details of everything in my little travel guide that I made on my website for Scottsdale. Next stop was a storage unit because technically the pod wasn't being delivered until the next day, but I just really needed to see it. I needed to open up the storage unit and see what we were working with because it had been a while, and I really thought I was gonna cry opening it up. I guess I just got to the point where I was telling myself to just stop being dramatic about the whole thing. We worked on it for a few hours to get it ready for the pod, but there really wasn't much we could do, so we just enjoyed the rest of the afternoon. I went back to one of my favorite spots in Scottsdale. It's a luxury consignment store. If you find something that fits you and it's the right price and a brand you love, then it's meant to be. But I tried on 10 dresses and nothing worked for me. But anyways, I also wanted to make such an effort this trip to add to my list of new recs in Scottsdale, so I did a lot of research to try to find a bunch of new places. Volanti was one of them. It was really hyped up. It's the Scottsdale Airport kind of lounge restaurant where you can basically watch all the PJs come in and out, and the atmosphere was a 10 out of 10. And then dinner was at Trevor's. The atmosphere was so fun. The pizza was absolutely delicious, and so it's another one that I would highly recommend. And at that point I was exhausted and it was time to get some good sleep in before the long-awaited packing day. Woke up to another beautiful day in Scottsdale, like most days are, and the pod wasn't being dropped off until about noon, so I had the whole morning. I woke up pretty early, I couldn't sleep in, so I had a really early breakfast at like 6 with a granola bar and just some black coffee, and then late in the morning, I think it was finally like around 11, we went to get an acai bowl. This was the best acai place I think I've ever had. That's a chain. It just tasted so healthy. It wasn't really that sweet for all the fruit that was in it, and it just totally hit the spot, and the atmosphere was adorable. Then it was finally time to pack things up. It took about 4.5 hours, which I don't think is that bad, but it was tiring and frustrating, and there was a point when I was repacking some of the boxes where I got in my head a lot, and I was like, what the heck am I doing, and why'd I do this? And you know, when you get in your head so deep and you just ask yourself all these questions, but I just said, Caroline, you made a decision. You could have spent your whole life thinking about what was the right decision, but you did it. Be confident, let it go, close up the doors, kick that dang storage unit away from your life. It was so frustrating to try to close that storage unit. But anyways, long story short, the pod was done. If you look back at the footage, some things weren't perfectly secured, and we had to kind of rush to get it closed because we had dinner reservations at Barrio Queen, which is, I guess, a very, very popular Mexican place in Scottsdale and surrounding areas, and it was absolutely delicious. Definitely hit the spot after a long day of packing. I have been anxious about it, but I've also been telling myself it's out of my hands. How it arrives is how it's going to arrive. Just let it go. I don't even think I had comprehended the weight that was finally off my shoulders of getting this all done. I just was in kind of a daze, but dinner was delicious. Ciao. Just wanted to do a little mid-trip check-in. It is Saturday morning. It is my day of favorites. We're gonna go around and do the most nostalgic, memorable things to my favorite parts of living here and being in Scottsdale and being in the area in general. I did want to say another snack that I packed, because we talked about snacks in the beginning, was protein. I know it's kind of a silly, like almost too much to bring like supplements on trips with you, right? But I am really trying to build a lot of muscle mass. I'm trying to retain muscle mass, and when you can't work out while you're traveling, or if you're sick and you can't work out, just try to eat as much as protein as you already are. Like, just, that's my tip. It's like, yes, you definitely can indulge. I've had pizza, I've had desserts, I've had indulging things, but like keep the protein up as much as possible. So this is one of the easiest ways to get in protein when I'm traveling or on the go in general. It's grass-fed, it's really good stuff, it's easy to package. So here's the plane. I'm gonna go and enjoy the day. I literally booked this trip so that I knew Saturday could be my day of fun because of the farmers market. I loved going there when I lived there. It's not the same as a tourist. You can't really shop for anything, but no matter where I am, I always love to go to farmers markets because you can see the local vendors and what they have. And right next to it is one of the most iconic things of Old Town, which is the church, and it's in a beautiful building. It's right next to Mission, which is a very famous Mexican restaurant. And on that street, I think it's called like North Brown Avenue, there's a lot of fun monuments and landmarks and lots of shops and local touristy things, and perpendicular to this street is all the stores that are filled with lots of fun Scottsdale shopping and lots of little restaurants, and it's just like the very heart of Old Town. But a 15-minute walk, like 10 or 15 minutes depending on how slow you are in the 100 degrees, is my very favorite street of Old Town, which is 5th Ave. I used to go to Berdina's like every other weekend. I just really missed the experience. Yes, the coffee's delicious, the food is delicious, but it's just the literal experience. That's Mediterranean living, is getting excited for all the little things in life and just enjoying life and enjoying your atmosphere and the whole ritual and routine of it all, more than just like the coffee itself. So anyway, 5th Ave, there's a beautiful fountain in the middle of 5th Ave with the horses and lots of yummy, healthy restaurants, adorable boutiques. I have a few of my most favorite boutiques in Scottsdale on this street. So right next to 5th Ave is the Scottsdale Fashion Square, which is the beautiful Epic Mall, and it's always fun to walk through it. Connected to that mall is actually one of my most favorite restaurants, which is Francine. So we stopped for a quick drink just to cool off. 100 degrees, had been walking the entire morning. And then my other kind of favorite place, it's called Kierland or Scottsdale Quarter, so that's where we went in the afternoon. It's an outdoor mall, the vibes are awesome. Between the late breakfast and just what time of day it was, I just wanted a little quick refreshing snack. So would you believe it, I tried another acai place, and then just to kill more time in the area and actually get away from the sun and being in in the heat, we did a little bit of fun putt-putt, and then to finish off the day was Sumo Maya. It's a fusion of Mexican and Asian, and it's one of those really fun restaurants where you can get a bunch of small plates and share them, and it was honestly delicious. The vibes were incredible, and it was the perfect way to end the day. Honestly, I think it's a crime to go to Arizona and not take a hike. So one of my favorites in North Scottsdale is Pinnacle Peak. It's honestly, in my opinion, a shorter hike. Start to finish, it only took us about 50 minutes, and it was perfect because it was pushing over 100 degrees Fahrenheit that day, and it was already mid-morning, so the heat was starting to really develop, and it was so wonderful. There's a couple critters on the way, and you just feel so incredible when you get to the top, and even better when you get to the end. I don't love hiking, but I definitely love the accomplished feeling after, and it's just such a true experience of being in Arizona in the desert, climbing a good old Rocky Mountain. So of course, a treat, a reward of acai and an iced coffee was needed after, and the acai was kind of not great. And then I guess just total burnout hit. I just needed a reset, a recharge. Oh yeah, a chilling out on vacation moment. We went to an area called Arcadia, and they have one of my favorite murals of all time at this awesome grocery store, pizza place, and then also in Arcadia is this brand new hotel that just opened called the Global Ambassadors. Epic view. The food at their restaurant there, Thea, was unreal. A absolutely wonderful, wonderful day. The last day was a sad day. Ironically, it was even a gray day with bits of sprinkling rain here and there, but we had to make one last stop at an aesthetic coffee shop once we finished packing up, ran some errands, had to do some returns at Home Depot from stuff that I didn't use while packing, went to one of my favorite parks in Scottsdale because I just wanted to get a few steps in before all the travel began, and then lunch was at Pizzeria Bianco. It is so good. The hype was so real on this, guys. This is the best pizza I've ever had in America. I could go on for eons talking about how incredible this pizza was, and it was super convenient because it was 8 minutes from the airport. So quickly, right after lunch, we got to the airport, had a very successful flight home. Never in a million years did I think that this trip would go as incredible and successful as it was. Good morning from Columbus, Ohio. Got home quite late from Arizona last night. I think I finally rolled into bed about midnight, but that didn't stop. 6 a.m. wake up call, because when you put me back in my environment, the stress starts to build pretty quickly. Waiting for my furniture now, and it's a waiting game to see if the furniture doesn't get ruined on the drive, and just kind of recapping that whole trip on top of quickly needing to get back into work. I'm really behind in work, I'm really behind in cleaning, and so I'm kind of all over the place. And I thought one of the first things I could do today on a beautiful sunny day is go for a run. So I'm gonna get some cardio in just because that's what I need. Of course, physically, no doubt I could use some exercise, but mentally I need to clear my head, get my energy out, feel better. Working out, as much as I do it for my physical health, don't get me wrong, mentally working out is a game changer for me. It's my therapy a lot of the times, so most of the times I want to get this run over with. Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera because I know I'm looking like craziness right now. I'm just checking in Tuesday morning, 7:30 a.m., going for 5 miles. Let's do it.
I was talking to my mom this morning about my whole trip. I was getting to show her all the photos and videos, and I was like, I am so sad it's over, but I'm so happy with how everything went. And she's like, well, then just focus on the happy. What we focus on is our reality. Literally, this is our world. So my reality is I'm not going to focus on being sad about this situation and this change and the icky feelings of it all. I'm going to be really happy about it. It's all mindset. It's all how you want to create that zest, right? Something super cute that I got, I want to show you guys. There was the Merchantile. It's in the very dead center of Old Town. And it's so cute because they have all these different little vendors in this entire area. And so you're getting such local, cool products. Yucca at Dusk is what it's called. Now I have such a wonderful memory of this place because the way that I left it back in 2021, it was abrupt and unclosed, and lots of different emotions from when I left in 2021 from when I left today. I have something now that I can look at and be so grateful for that chapter. It's so weird, like maybe you've experienced this. A chapter is closed in your life. You're so okay with it closing, but like it's sad. It's meant to happen, it's closed, it's not your future, it's not what's meant to be, but I'm sad about it. Time heals. When I'm filming this intro, outro combination, it's June 1st, so I've been home for a while. I can't believe it's June. Happy June. Hello, it's June 3rd, hopefully when you're watching this. June 3rd is also the day that my storage pod is coming. It's definitely gonna try to sell some furniture. It all had to happen to be where I am today. It really did, but gosh, it sucked at times. But right now, we're gonna soak it up and we're gonna be grateful, and this is the most zestful I've ever felt. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a comment below, pretty please. Let me know what you enjoyed from this video or what you would like to see from me. That's always so helpful. And if you really enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more modern Mediterranean lifestyle, modern Mediterranean diet, hit the subscribe button. And I'm just so incredibly grateful for you. Can't say that enough, is how thankful I am for you. So until next time, I hope you create a very zestful day. Ciao.